Guys, that's a microphone. I'll get it, bro.
answer. Ever since we were 17, you know the truth can be a weapon to fight this world of ill intentions. New answer to the same question. How many times will you learn the same lesson? Cause we're gonna be legends.
Give it to Cooper. Cooper has space on the left side. Sam Cooper has a big hole. And nobody's gonna catch him. Sam Cooper, 30, 20.
It's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. Gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry. It's about to be legendary.
And the Windsor Wizards are on the board.
The following presentation.
Welcome to Reg Fiegel Gymnasium for some Chassa State basketball. Here we go. You got your number 3 Windsor Wizards going against the number 30 Severance Silver Knights. Wizards absolutely demolished the Silver Knights on that first game. So it'll be an interesting game tonight. Uphill battle for sure for Severance. They got out of that first round. Crosstown rivalry, you know, always going to be a good game. So we'll see what they got going tonight. It'll be Rize, Simmons, and Kerr on the call. Will, what are you expecting to see from this game today?
Personally, I think that the Wizards are, I don't know. I think they're going to stick to the same thing, although I'd like to see them play up something different, since you know you can beat these people. And I think that the Wizards are going to try and come out with the lead early, but they want to stay with the lead the whole game. That's what we think they're going to do. I mean, they try that every game, and it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. But they have to come out with the lead early, and they just have to kind of hold the lead.
And you know, we know that's something that Nichols emphasizes. She wants the team to start out fast. She wants this team to start out very well. And I think that this is a great opportunity for them to start that way. As we know in the playoffs, you're going to keep playing better and better teams as you go throughout. So the key to getting that good start in those other games is right now starting those good habits. We've seen them been able to do it so far, especially with that defense. We know if they're getting steals and they're getting those easy shots in transition, they're going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, and just because you've played this team before and beat them doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that you beat them again. So you want to be on your A game, and you want to find your rhythm and consistency, and you want to start trying out different things.
As you see the banner right there, haven't won a championship since 1994 for the girls, but we know that they went on that run where they had a couple of times where they had state championship appearances. This is a team like we talk about, especially Brooklyn and Raleigh. They've been in the playoffs all 4 seasons, so a lot of playoff experience on this team. And as we know, last year, this is the exact same lineup. So they've all been there together as a unit, especially this first starting 5. It's been the starting 5 for 2 straight years now. So I think that their experience also gives them a positive advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, and like we touched on, season after season and game after game, having a roster that's the same, you carry over what you've learned before and you employ it to the next season and the next season. So they're already in a place that some teams may not be because their starting lineups change so often that we haven't seen it much from the Wizards, but we've seen it from other teams as well. I mean, the Wizards do normally run about 7 girls on the court. They do switch players out a lot, and I don't know if we'll see a lot of that tonight or we'll see a lot less because they want that starting 5 out there. But they normally have 3 or 4 extra people to go in and switch out and change.
Totally agree with you there, Will. We'll be back in a little bit as we send it down to a commercial.
Dr. Bradley Goings has been perfecting smiles in northern Colorado for over 17 years. Orthodontics is for every age, lifestyle, and budget. Our smile simulation scan can show you how incredible your smile can be. From your first phone call to your free consultation to your final result, you will be treated with respect and kindness along the way. Goings Orthodontics can help you to get your smile senior picture ready. Let's get your smile journey started today.
Craving a slice of something special? At Pelican Joe's Pizza, we hit the spot every single time. We have plenty of options. Just look at this daily special. Need something lighter? Don't worry, we have fresh salads with juicy tomatoes or our famous pizza rolls. We know you love our Sun Gold pizzas, the crust that has the perfect golden crunch while keeping the inside light and fluffy. Not in the mood for that? We also have stacked sandwiches grilled to perfection. Pelican Joe's has something for everyone. Swing by today and taste the difference in local makes.
Back with you here at Reg Fiegel Gymnasium as we're going to go over the starting lineups and this team comparison going on here. Bit of a shakeup in the starting lineup today as we have Gabby Gates, Riley Hez, Brooklyn Juracek, Gracie Worsley, but it's going to be Sabella Hilliard starting in place of Nola. Nola dealing with a bit of a flu-type sickness all week long, so in a game like this, to be quite honest, Sabella will do a great job getting in that spot. It's not a serious concern here for the Wizards. If anything, it'll just give Sabella some time to get in rhythm as the playoffs go on. As we have the team comparison here, Wizards 19-4 went undefeated in conference, did an incredible job. And then Rayleigh has 15.7 points, 7.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 3.5 steals per game. As we know, incredible player. There's a reason that she's getting recruited to go play basketball at the next level. And you can tell that many times she's the best player on the floor.
And she normally is the spark or the light that ignites this team a lot. I mean, she normally hits a bunch of crucial shots, and it just kind of gets our team going, which, I mean, it really does help the team fluidity as they all kind of look to her in a leadership position.
Soon we're going to get an interview here in a little bit. While we're waiting for that, you can see both teams working out here early on. Definitely can't count anybody out, that's for sure. You know, even though, as we said, Wizards won pretty handedly in that first matchup, you know, they're going to have a different kind of fight, Severance, because it's win or go home. So everybody's going to be playing to a high level. Usually takes a few minutes to settle into the game, and that's where I think that the Wizards will excel. But we got to be ready.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And just going back to that starting lineup real quick, Sabella Hilliard, she normally averages a ton of rebounds. She averages around 8, I believe. So having that rebound offensively and defensively is a great contributor to this team because one of their struggling points is rebounds. We see that a lot.
And it'll be interesting today to see what kind of defense the Wizards are going to face. As we go throughout the playoffs, you're going to see a variety of different defenses, a lot of zone, a lot of press. So we'll see what the Knights are going to come attack the Wizards with. I predict that they'll probably try to attack him early on because that's one of the ways that sometimes the Wizards can't get flustered when they're dealing with some pressure. So I'm sure that Simmons will try to start that. But if you sit back, at some point, the Wizards will be able to pick you apart.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you there. The Wizards don't do too well under pressure, but they do very well at applying pressure. That is why they hold opposing teams to very low-scoring games. I mean, we've seen it this season. They've held teams to so much as 1 point, as we saw earlier this season against Greeley West.
Exactly.
And so they are very good at applying pressure, and they are very, very good at utilizing turnovers and coming off well off the pressure.
And if Severance wants a chance to win this game, I think for them offensively, they need to capitalize on Wizards' turnovers, first of all. But second of all, I think that they just need to be patient in the half court. It's a very aggressive defense that the Wizards play, so if you try to force a pass, it's going to get deflected. They're going to go down to their end and turn it into points. So I think if you're Severance, you just want to slow the game down as much as you possibly can, make it a low-scoring game, and just take the shots when you have it. Benefit is that you don't have a shot clock, so there really is no rush. As we're going to get an interview down with Grady and Coach Nichols.
Okay. All right, here, first game of playoffs. How are we feeling tonight?
I think we're ready. It's been a week and a day since we've had a game, so it's time for us to play.
So we've played Severance once already. What did we learn the first time playing them?
You know, we didn't actually play a very good game. Our first half, I thought we were really slow to get started, and I thought we just didn't have a good offensive night, didn't really control the boards like we want. So hopefully we come out ready to take care of the things we need to control.
Sounds like a game plan. Final question. Nola Greenwald, one of our top scorers, out for the week being sick. What's her status on tonight's game?
Not starting, and going to give her some minutes here and there and just kind of let her lungs tell us what they can do.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
Great interview down there with Grady. And as we said, Nola Greenwald just going to get a few minutes here and there, just warm herself up. She should be ready to go if they do win tonight for that game on Wednesday. But like they said, Coach Nichols talked about exactly what we said. You just got to be ready to start out fast. About 7 minutes left to go here before the game starts. Next time we'll have up, we'll go down to the PA announcer. After that, it'll be time for some Wizard basketball. This is Rize, Simmons, and Will Kerr on the call for the Windsor Wizards Broadcasting Network.
The winner advances to the Sweet 16. Welcome to Rich Pregame Memorial Gymnasium in Windsor High School for the second round of the 2025 Colorado High School Activities Association State Championships. Tonight's game features the visiting team out of 5-8-4-8 Long Speed Conference, finishing 7th at 5-11. Coming off the first round, 59-31 win over number 35 Grand Junction Central. Entering tonight's game with an overall record of 8-16. The Class 5A number 30 ranked team in the state, the Severance Silver Knights. And the home team, out of the Class 6A 5A Golden Conference. Undefeated in 2025, winning 14 straight and earning a first round postseason bye with an overall record of 19-4. Conference champions at a perfect 12-0. The number 3 ranked team in the state, the Windsor Wizards. This is only the second meeting between the two teams. Earlier this season, Windsor beat Severance 66-30. It's the battle between two great high schools from one amazing district. The Windsor stays alive in the postseason. Tonight's live game features the Severance Silver Knights and the Windsor Wizards. Fans now allow our coaches to please rise and remove your hats for the play of our national anthem. And now, for the last first for the visiting Severance Silver Knights. Not Severance for today's game. We're number 0, Nadia Parker. Number 12, Natalie Clark. We're number 20, Emery Atwood. Number 22, Melanie Nelson. We're number 24, Jill Myers. We're number 30, Jordan Mathis. And now your starters for the Silver Knights. 5'7" senior guard, wearing number 2, Molly Sportlander. Standing 5'5" senior guard, wearing number 4, Hannah Overton. Standing 5'7" senior guard, wearing number 10, Rize. Standing 5'8" sophomore guard, wearing number 14, Jill Smith. And standing 5'10", senior center, number 32, Sarah Soley. Senior coaches for the Silver Knights, Jay Elder, Robert Spaddy, Pat Hill, and head coach for the Silver Knights, Michael Killill.
We're back with you here as we near the start of the game. Big game, so you know we got to have the spotlight start, of course.
Really set the tone to start this one.
Exactly. Looks like it's going to be number 10, Rize, and our own number 4, Rayleigh Hess, at the tip-off here. All right, so here we go. Tip off, about to go. Ball is now we're ready for the tip off. Ball is up. It's going to go the other way. So here come the Silver Knights, and they already throw it out of bounds on the first play.
So some miscommunication early for the Silver Knights.
Exactly. Here comes Gates. Check now. Sabella getting her first start. Drops off to Worsley. Inside to Hess, off the hands. Good defense there by Sullivan, not letting her get past. Yon drops off and it's stolen there by Hilliard. Hilliard gets it over to Hess. Hess goes up with it. Can't quite get it. Hilliard is able to get the putback. So Sabella Hilliard already making her mark. She gets the steal, the rebound, and 2 points. So just like that, the Wizards strike first.
And there is what you want to see for your backup starter, you could say, but she plays most of these games sometimes, so she's not exactly a backup starter, but a full-time starter.
Definition of a six-man right there. Mid-range attempt there, no good. And Sabella's able to pick up the rebound. Gates now has it. Goes up with it, and they are going to call an offensive foul there. Bit out of control for Gates. Another turnover by the Wizards.
So the Wizards are starting to struggle with something that Coach Nichols talked about in her pregame interview, is getting going fast and having a good offensive performance.
Overton drives and kicks. Smith gets off to Spore Leader. Back to Jan. Jan trying to drive inside, and they're not going to call a push off there, but Hess is able to grab the rebound. Hess in transition. Drops off to Gates. She had a shot in the corner, elects to bring it back to the top. Hilliard now with it. Over to Hess. Jiracek on the wing. Wizards playing very patient right now. And Overton is able to take it away from Hess there.
The Wizards feeling the Severance pressure early on in this game.
And a travel there as the Knights got a little ahead of themselves. Very, very slow start offensively for the Wizards. Not exactly what Nichols was looking for, but their defense is looking up to the task.
Yeah. Yeah, the defense is looking great. I mean, they already have, 2 defensive rebounds and a steal, which is what you want to see early on. The offense, not so much, but it just takes time to settle in. Something that Coach touched on and she would like to have happen faster, but it's just kind of the way these things go sometimes.
Worsley to Hess on the set play, and it's perfection. That's exactly what the Wizards are looking for. Deep three here is in for Overton. Nice shot there.
The Knights bringing a hard and early shooting game to try and counter the Wizards.
Gates sliding inside with the easy floater. Allen goes right, thought about the three. Drops off for Overton, a deep two. Can't get that one to go. Worsley able to get the rebound. Hess with the step over and the easy bucket. At least she made it look easy. High difficulty shot, but she's able to connect.
That is why she's always our player to watch.
First time out there, Wizards up 8-3. Offense picking up a little bit of steam here, but the defense is as advertised.
I definitely agree with you.
A lot of turnovers early in this one. 3 turnovers for each team so far. So definitely something that the Wizards got to watch, because turnovers is what is able to keep some teams in games.
Yeah, and for the Wizards, it definitely hurts them. It's what keeps them out of some of these games, is their ability to not convert off these turnovers. Not to say that it doesn't keep them out of their games, but it prevents them from scoring more than they could have, which is something that when we interview the coaches, they say, oh, we always could be shooting better, we could be converting better, we could be just playing overall as a better team. So something the Wizards just got to take advantage of early.
Wizards certainly have been able to finish inside pretty well, which is something that we know they've struggled with at times this season. Spore leader. Gonna drop it off in the corner. Nearly trapped herself there. Barber working on Jiracek. She's getting trapped. Wizards nearly get a deflection there. Jiracek tries tying her up. Inside, and they're going to call a foul there on Gates. She was guarding Zoe Smith, the sophomore. And looks like we're going to have Greenwald in for the first time this game. And she's going to come in for Gates.
And here is where Coach Nichols is like going to employ her lungs, as to speak.
Smith coming up, try feeding it inside. Ball on the ground there, and the Wizards have possession. So good defense and hustle by the Wizards to be able to gain that ball.
And here is the infectious pressure disease that spreads across this gym every time the Wizards get rolling.
Wizards taking their time on the inbound here. Not totally sure what we're waiting on. It's like the referee's talking to the scorekeepers here. Not sure what we're looking at. I think they're trying to get the fouls correct, maybe. Looks like they got. Looks like they gave the foul to the wrong person, so they were just fixing that. So here we go as we see Greenwald working on sport leader here. Rolls right past her. Worsley to Hilliard at the top. Hilliard. Dribble handoff now. Jiracek pump fakes. Worsley steps into a 3. Can't get that one to go. It's going to be a good rebound there by the Knights. And they're going to get a traveling violation. Good job by Riley Hess. Not able to collect the rebound there, but still forcing the ball for the Wizards.
And here, I'm wondering if the Wizards are trying out something new, which is something we haven't seen from the Wizard girls all season, is a full court press. We saw it last night with the boys, but the girls don't often employ a full court press, so we'll have to see what happens here.
Hess in the mid-range. Can't get that one to go. Good rebound by the Knights, but they turn it over again. Hess with the steal. Greenwald is going to try a 3 there. Can't get it to go. And looks like the ball bounces off the Wizards, so it'll be Severance basketball. Again, just like the last game that they had against Severance, just kind of a slow start. Knights muddying things on the defensive end, but Wizards playing very solid defense.
And the Wizards not playing so solid on offense, to be completely honest. I mean, they've had some chances and they're just not making or taking them right now. So we kind of need them to see the step. Oh.
Another turnover there by the Knights, and Jiracek is able to connect in the mid-range. We know that's the shot that she likes to take. And it looks like the full court press is what the Wizards are going to move into. They're having lots of success with it at the moment.
Because they get the pressure in early instead of down the court.
Myers working on themselves. Spinning. Nearly turned it over there. Sport leader gets it out to Barber. Barber with a few crossovers. He's going to drop it off to Jan. Jan going right, stolen by Jiracek. Jiracek nearly gets it stolen from behind. Tried to get it inside to Worsley, but the ball stepped out of bounds. So good play there by Jiracek getting the steal and be able to retain the ball. And as we've seen, when the Knights are trying to guard the Wizards in transition, they're having a very difficult time.
And the Knights are having a difficult time passing and just getting the ball around.
It sounds with a nice pump fake there. Rebound now on the baseline, and she loses that one. The play in between the three-point lines here is been very hectic so far in this one. Spore leader spinning on Greenwald, backing her down. She's going to kick it out.
We can see Nola struggling early. She's already out of breath.
Solid wraparound pass there. Greenwald fights for the rebound on Spore leader, but she's able to put it up and in. This Selms working her way through the Severance defense. Jiracek able to pick up the ball, and the Wizards just need to calm down a little bit here.
Totally, they are definitely struggling with just being able to keep the ball in their hands right now.
The Wizards just seem a little frantic. Jan driving on, Greenwald spins, fades away. Nothing going there. Worsley able to collect the rebound. Jiracek all by herself on the baseline, and she knocks that one down. Easy shot there by Jiracek. She's got 4 points now in this one. Wizards lead 12-5.
And the Wizards could be leading by much more. They're just kind of struggling to keep the ball in their hands right now.
Greenwald with a nice deflection there. As Mays and Hilliard are going to come into the game for Jiracek and Greenwald.
Nola's struggling early with whatever sickness, illness she has. We can see she's out of breath, and she's kind of just struggling to keep up with everybody else.
Overton getting trapped there, able to get the pass off, but the ball is going to go out of bounds. Another turnover there by the Knights. That's 9 already in this first quarter.
And 9 turnovers is kind of crazy. I mean, you don't often see that many, especially in a first quarter. And the Wizards don't even have enough points if you were to multiply it by 2. So that just shows how they're struggling and the Knights are struggling. So it's just a combined struggle right now.
Quick foul there as DeSelms tried sliding through. Hilliard on the inbound. Gets it inside to Worsley. She's battling inside. She is going to get called for her travel. Closed down immediately on her. She was triple teamed. It happens a lot when the Wizards play. They close down on them inside, so Wizards will have an opportunity to get some outside shots.
And I don't think the Wizards are used to being triple teamed. I mean, they don't normally triple team people, but it's working well for the Knights, and they're going to continue to do it.
Smith bounces that one off her foot, and that's turnover number 10. Mays to DeSelms. Wizards just trying to find some sort of rhythm offensively. Up 7, but they have been struggling. Just like that, it's going to be another offensive foul as the Wizards turn it over once again.
The Wizards and the Knights are just trading fouls and turnovers right now. At some point, you have to think, what do we do to change this, or else it is going to stay a very low-scoring game.
And just as you say, Knights nearly turned the ball over there. They get the pass ahead. Good ball movement there. Rush shot. Hess able to get the rebound. Hess strolls across the Crimson W with 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Mays shielding off Overton. This sounds with a nice pump fake. Mays open for three. Can't knock it down, but Hess was all by herself there as she got the rebound. Couldn't quite get it in when she put the ball back up, but she will go to the line for some free throws. Hess can't connect on her first. She does knock down her second. 5 points on the day here. Driving inside on the Knights. It's going to be a rebound there by Hilliard. Hilliard spinning with 2 seconds left. Puts a shot up. And that was actually a pretty good shot attempt before halftime. So just like that, Wizards up 13-5 at the end of the first quarter. A bit of a slugfest here.
15 combined turnovers, maybe 14, I could be wrong. But we're definitely seeing a struggle from the Knights side and a foulsome side from the Wizards. But to add on a positive note, the Wizards are doing very well rebounding. They have 7 rebounds right now. Sabella Hilliard with 3.
Looks like we're going to get a little interview here with Grady and Coach Tucker.
All right, so it seems like the first quarter started off a little slow compared to last games. How do we get that fired up here in the second quarter?
I think just taking care of the ball, getting those first game jitters out. We took a week off from games. We had that bye, so I think we got the jitters out now. We're ready to go.
Sounds like a plan. Is there anything else you'd like to see from the team?
We're real proud of them. They're taking care of business.
Sounds good. All right, see you at halftime.
Good interview there. Just like Nichols said, we knew that there would be a bit of a first quarter jitters there. Game settled down a little bit, but if you're the Wizards, you just want to see better execution on the offensive end. Their defense has been very, very solid tonight, as usual, but the offense has just not quite been there.
And, you know, it seems to always be that way. For some odd reason, the offense never seems to be our key point. It's always the defense.
Hilliard with a great block there. And Worsley pushing it in transition. Worsley goes inside, and a sweet move coast to coast for number 1. Hilliard has been a great look in the lineup tonight here for the Wizards, as Jirchek is going to get the steal there.
Her third of the night already.
Gates now with it. Back to Worsley. Tried finding someone inside, couldn't quite. Worsley had some space there, thought she might shoot it. Decides not to. And it's going to be a timeout on the floor for Coach Nichols. Did not like the lack of movement there on that offensive possession.
She wants something to change. She just doesn't know how to get it to her team to get that change in. So what do you think she has to say to get her team fired up?
You know, Nichols is just a very fired up coach in general. And I think it's more when she takes those timeouts to fire them up. I think it's just more about reminding them of what they were like just going over, giving them a reminder of those things that they were talking about. Because sometimes, as a coach, it's very frustrating to watch your team come out of the huddle like that and not do what you ask from them. And that can be very frustrating.
And then when it continues to happen, you're not quite sure how to fix it.
See some of the student section. There's some of the boys who got their win last night. So I definitely expect the Wizards to come out with some solid energy coming out of this halftime.
And if I'm the Wizards, you've had that 8-day break. I think you use this first half to kind of get your rhythm back. Although it's not the start Coach Nichols wants, you use this whole first half to get your start up, and then you go fast in the second half.
Looks like going to be a bit of a foul there. They're just going to call a turnover on Georgia. I thought they called a foul there. It looks like it's going to be a no call. So another turnover there by the Wizards. Wizards are going to move back into that full court press. Jan able to find an opening. Somehow she was able to control the ball enough to get a shot up. And this is just kind of a discombobulated game here for the Wizards.
20 combined points is something that almost never happens in this gym. It's either the Wizards are up by 20 or they're up by more. We've never seen a lead this small from the Wizards this late into a second quarter. So you can definitely tell something's happened.
First free throw attempt is in as the Knights cut the lead to 9. And if you're the Knights, you know, you can't complain too much about how this game has gone so far. I mean, they have a chance to win this one. They're slowing things down a lot. Their offense has struggled, but I mean, they're finding points here and there, and they've kept it to an 8-point game.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I'm the Wizards, I tighten up on defense, and you tighten up on offense, or else it's going to be a struggle bus for the rest of the game.
Hilliard tried to get inside to Jiracek. Wizards nearly turned the ball over. Worsley steps into a triple. Can't get that one to go. And Jiracek tried to get the rebound. Couldn't quite get her hands on it. So another stop for the Knights. Jan trapped there. Good first turnover there as Worsley got the steal. Worsley to Hess. Back to Mays at the top. Hilliard on the wing. She's got Worsley out on the wing now. Wizards just struggling to find any sort of open shots here. Mays thought about it. Gates inside. Kicks it back out. That's what the Wizards are going to have to do. And Worsley finally knocks down a three-point shot. A sigh of relief for the Wizards. And that shot's going to be open quite often if they're going to triple team inside.
And you might as well start taking it, because yes, it can hurt you, but at the same time, there's not much it can do to hurt you.
Another three there as Overton answers right back, her second three of the game. Gates racing past Overton, puts a shot up, and it rims out. Rebound by Hess, puts it up and in. Hess with 7 points, 4 rebounds so far. Overton gonna kick it back out. Wizards gotta watch her. She's had a pretty solid shooting night so far. That's gonna be a steal by Hess, and she's dragged down by Smith. Bit of an awkward play there. Glad to see Hess get up okay.
And as we've gotten later into the season, many of these opposing defenses that the Wizards have played have becoming increasingly more aggressive. And it hasn't hurt anybody from Windsor yet too bad. I mean, on the girls' side, no. Last night from the boys, we saw Madden Smiley get hurt, yes. But the Wizards have to find a way to counteract that aggression that we've seen from everyone they play.
Worsley rifles a pass inside there, and it's turned over. Jan spins, goes up with it, nothing doing there, and Mays fights for that rebound, and a great effort by Mays to be able to get that jump ball in the Wizards' possession. Outstanding hustle.
See, the Wizards put up this outstanding hustle, and then at the three-point line, it just, by the time they get across half court to that three-point line, things seem to fall apart.
Hilliard drops it off there to Worsley. Tough catch, spin, fade away, and a sweet move by Worsley. Worsley taking it into her own hands, and she's had the Wizards' last 5 points. Overton working on DeSelms. Kicks it back out. Wizards still playing that solid defense, and they force a travel there.
And the Knights still in the chronic turnover battle. The Wizards not being able to really convert off that. Although they've seemed a little bit better. Led by Gracie Worsley these last couple of points. Just finding anybody they can to kickstart this team.
Pass inside to Worsley. Try to fade away there. Knocked away. Rebound by Hilliard. Kicks it out to Greenwald. Nola. Goes off the front rim. So this is going to be a foul as they were trying to get that rebound. Wizards lead only 12. Oh, and we're going to get fouls on double. Looks like we're going to get 2 flagrant fouls, one on Rize and one on Gracie Worsley. So matching technicals here for the Wizards. So on the court now for the Wizards is going to be Hess, DeSelms, Jiracek, Mays, and Greenwald. Looks like Nichols is just shifting the players out there on the court a little bit just to see if they can get some going. Not a combination that you see a lot.
And I do agree with you, but Coach Nichols, yeah, she's really trying anything she can because this team has seemingly no life past their own half-court line. So she's just trying anything, any combo of players to get a little bit of airflow in.
Overton drives, nearly turns it over there. Barber crosses, driving on Greenwald. Pass inside to Overton, puts it up. And a good rebound there by Hess. Hess, the Jiracek to Greenwald, but it goes out of bounds. Another turnover by the Wizards, and they just can't get out of their own way right now.
Rayleigh Hess with 5 rebounds. She also has, I believe, 4 turnovers. So the Wizards struggling just as much as they're gaining defensively, they're losing offensively. And it's really, really showing.
Be a foul there on Hess, I believe. It's going to be a Jiracek, actually, and Jiracek is going to come out, and Hilliard's going to come back in. So Wizards just, you know, they're up 12, but it just seems like they're fighting for their lives right now in this one.
They're up 12, but they're not playing like they're up 12.
May is able to get a nice steal there. It's going to slow things down. Drops off for Hess. Hess to Mays, the deep corner 3. Can't get that one to go, and a good box out by Jan there on the talented rebounder Hilliard, and then a nice deflection by Mays to get things going here.
And the Severance Knights are coming up on 20 turnovers. They are nearing 20 turnovers, which is more, they have near double the amount of turnovers as they do points. So that really shows the struggle bus offensively and defensively for them. And then the struggle bus for the Wizards converting off those near 20 turnovers.
Sport leader and Sullivan coming back into the game for Overton and Myers. So we're gonna get an inbound here, and you know, they're within striking distance, so if the Knights can get something going here, they can cut the lead to a significant amount. As speaking of turnovers, there's another one. DeSelms gets it to Hess, and a great pass there. As Hess able to knock it in. Maybe this is what the Wizards needed just to get something going here.
Really has still showing why even in this struggle, she's our player to watch for the night.
Mays playing fantastic defense up top. Goes inside and it's blocked by Hess. Hess in transition. Drops off to DeSelms. DeSelms with their second assist as she gets it to Greenwald. Back-to-back fast break layups for the Wizards. And finally, the Wizards have life as they get the lead to 16.
There we go. That breath of fresh air finally converting off one of those 19 Severance turnovers. I mean, it's crazy. You rarely ever see more than 10 turnovers, but 20 is quite the struggle. So we finally have something to base off of and go off of.
Got a couple of our replays there as the Wizards go on that run. And that was a sight for sore eyes, to say the least. Wizards finally able to get those turnovers and convert in transition. Lead 26-10 now. You can see the Severance coach there on the sideline and Wizards coach, Coach Nichols, both getting very spirited. I mean, there's nothing like the playoffs. It's win or go home. So after that nice run there from the Wizards, looks like the Knights are in a bit of desperation mode.
And in these win or go home situations, you want that energy. You want your coach to be fired up. You want your coach to be mad because it's just going to keep pumping up your team to do better.
Wizards are going to stick with that same lineup out there on the floor with Hess, Worsley, DeSelms, Mays, and Hilliard. Not one that we've seen very often this season, but they are playing incredibly well right now, and they certainly have the hot hand. Jan just dribbling with her right. Picks it up. Dribble handoff to Spore Leader. She stops. Back to Jan. We're just playing fantastic defense. Jan tries a three. Can't get it to go. And the rebound is made by Hess. Wizards charging ahead once again. Worsley finds Mays inside, and she's able to rattle it home. First bucket on the night for Rebecca Mays.
Rayleigh Hess with her sixth rebound of the night.
Could be approaching double-double territory if she keeps it up. Speaking of Rayleigh Hess, our player of the game, she gets a steal there. Lost it. Sport Leader picks up her dribble once again. Ball nearly goes out of bounds. And it's another deflection by Hess. Oh my goodness, Hess is doing everything right now as she finally gets another bucket there. She already has 11 points to go with her 3 steals, and the Silver Knights just can't get out of their own way right now. Wizards lead now up to 20, and just like that, the Wizards are back to playing their brand of basketball.
And we know it took so long, and it was painful to watch, but the Wizards are slowly coming back to what we expect.
It'll be an interesting halftime interview here, as it may be a little interesting. Coach Nichols obviously not going to be pleased with the Wizards' performance. Quite frankly, they should be up more than they are, but their turnovers and just how they've been playing overall is not very good. You see Brockway and Rakeski right there. Feeling good after their win last night. So the Knights will look to stop the bleeding here as the Wizards have gone on a significant run. And Wizards nearly got a turnover there, but they're going to call a foul. Smith is going to be here on the inbound. Smith gets it back, and it was nearly stolen there by Sabella Hilliard. And man, Hilliard has looked really, really good tonight in the starting lineup. May be an interesting trend as we see if she's going to be in the starting lineup for the next game, but she has played very well.
Yes, she has. I mean, she has 2 points, 4 steals, and 4 rebounds. So, to be completely honest, I don't know if she'll do it, but a triple-double is kind of possible right now.
Excellent steal there by Mays. Has tried to get it back inside to her, but ends up turning it over. Another turnover there, picked up by Hilliard. Hilliard to Worsley, back to Hilliard now, back to Worsley. Worsley the three, can't get it to go. All over the place that time. Sport leader nearly lost her dribble there. 15 seconds left to go. The spinning yawn puts it up, taken by Worsley. Worsley's gonna charge ahead here. Not much time. Hess throws up that one and is fouled, so she will go to the line for some more free throws. Wizards definitely feeling their mojo. Hess knocks down her first. 12 points and 6 rebounds for Rayleigh Hess. As we said, nearing double-double territory. As Hess's second free throw makes it a lucky 13. So 6 seconds left to go here. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Hilliard. 3.5 seconds left, so it's just gonna have to be a quick shot here. Sullivan on the inbound here. She gets it inside to Yon. Yon throws it up. And that was actually a very decent attempt there. But the Wizards are up 22 points. 32-10 is your score here. Very, very sluggish first quarter. Bit of a nice run here in the second half for the Wizards. And they are able to get their mojo back. Going to be an interesting halftime interview here with Coach Nichols as she's talking to the referees here.
So first,
all right, so Coach, how do you think this first half went?
You know, good. I mean, we started out real slow, but when you haven't played in I don't know, 9 days, it's a lot. Now we're starting to get in rhythm where our defense is picking up, sharing the ball incredibly well. That's what I'm loving the most.
Yeah, it was looking good. What are we going to work on the second half to keep that rolling?
Just changing our defenses, because I think teams struggle when you do that. Every other possession we're doing something different, so it's hard to think out there, and you really can't call it from the bench. So, and then I want us to control the boards a little bit more.
All right, sounds like good game plan. Thank you.
And you know, a very optimistic Nichols there, as we're going to send it down to commercial.
Dr. Bradley Goings has been perfecting smiles in northern Colorado for over 17 years. Orthodontics is for every age, lifestyle, and budget. Our smile simulation scan can show you how incredible your smile can be. From your first phone call to your free consultation to your final result, you will be treated with respect and kindness along the way. Goings Orthodontics can help you to get your smile senior picture ready. Let's get your smile journey started today.
Craving a slice of something special? At Pelican Joe's Pizza, we hit the spot every single time. We have plenty of options. Just look at this daily special. Need something lighter? Don't worry, we have fresh salads with juicy tomatoes or our famous pizza rolls. We know you love our Sun Gold pizzas, the crust that has the perfect golden crunch while keeping the inside light and fluffy. Not in the mood for that? We also have stacked sandwiches grilled to perfection. Pelican Joe's has something for everyone. Swing by today and taste the difference in local makes.
All right, welcome back to the Windsor Wizards Broadcasting Network. Wizards up 32-10 to start the third quarter here. Bit of a rough first quarter, but they came back with a vengeance in the second, going on a 14-0 run, getting him to this lead. Wizards will start with possession here as Riley Hess has it.
And for right now, for the second half, the Wizards have to look to come out hot and continue what they had those last 2 or 3 minutes of that second quarter, where they've scored most of their offensive points of this game.
Jiracek gets it to Worsley. Worsley spinning. Gets it inside to Hess, who had one dribble up. Couldn't get that one to go. Nice, just trying to make their run here to have a chance in this one. Sport leader spins, puts up a wild shot, and it goes out of bounds. Overton with the deep three, and she knocks down another one. Her third three of the game. She is keeping them in this one. She has 9 of their 13 points.
She is their great outside shooter. She shot all of her threes from the outside or the corner.
Jiracek gets it over to Hess. Hess just playing bully ball inside. Couldn't get that one to go. Jan drops off for Sport leader. There's Overton again. And a good deflection there by Jiracek. Ball gonna go out of bounds, but they're gonna call a foul first actually on Hess.
The Knights still continuing this turnover trend. I believe they are now over 20 turnovers.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Overton getting pressured there by Jiracek. So good play by her to force that over and back. Hilliard goes right. Hess now driving inside. Nice move by Hess, but she can't finish. And it's going to go out of bounds off the Wizards. So Wizards back to being a little sluggish here.
That is not what we want to see, as they had a great run at the end of that second half. And they look to have just lost all that momentum once again.
Overton working on Hilliard there. Now Smith has it, crosses. And the Wizards end up getting a steal there, that time by Gates. Gates to Hess. Hess, great pass, and she finds Worsley all by herself.
And there we go. The Wizards just have to get the ball around to try and get anything going at this point.
Hess all over Overton. This time they're going to call a foul on Hess once again. It's her second of the game. Greenwald is going to come into the game now for Gabby Gates.
The Wizards seem to change their lineup once again. Just kind of a pile of substitutions to find any life to breathe into this team, as we've seen starting early in that first quarter when they really struggled.
Trying to get the pass inside there. Smith goes tumbling. Stolen there by Hess, high pointing the ball. Goes up and able to get it. She got fouled as well. Rayleigh Hess with 4 steals now. Hess doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this game today for the Wizards. She has been pretty much the only consistent part of this team so far. Just that veteran presence.
And like we said, she's the one to normally get that spark ignited.
That free throw gets Rayleigh Hess up to 16 points on the night to go with 6 rebounds. So 4 rebounds away from a double-double. Another 3 there for the Knights. Ball knocked out of bounds there. It'll be Wizards basketball.
The Wizards once again in possession of one of these many Severance turnovers, looking to finally be able to convert once again.
Mays finds Nola in the corner, and she's able to knock down that 3. A perfect shot there from Greenwald off the great assist by Mays. Wizards lead 27. Jan with the wraparound pass, and she throws it out of bounds. And it looks like actually it might have been tipped by the Wizards before it goes out. Knights here on the inbound. Jan try to get it inside and stolen by Worsley. Worsley pushing the pace. Finds Greenwald up and in. Back-to-back buckets for Greenwald.
Nola's still battling through that virus, and she's actually been coming up clutch here to start this third quarter, which she hasn't actually had too much playing time, but it does not look like she's given up quite yet.
Overton working on Greenwald there. Mid-range shot by the Knights, and it's knocked down by Sullivan. That's her first bucket of the game. Greenwald gets it down to Hess. She tips it out to Mays. Mays the 3. Can't get that one to go, but a tough rebound by Hess. Hess to the Selms. She tries a 3, and she knocks it down. Wizards on fire.
The Wizards are on fire. They have had great success making 4 of their last 6 threes. So, really good. And they've exploded, taking that lead back up to 30.
Wizards lead now up to 30 points. Knights just having a really tough time dealing with the Wizards on both sides of the ball now. Just trying to get anything going here. They're able to knock down that first free throw. And Barber able to knock both free throws down. Here comes Gates.
Rayleigh Hess nearly into triple-double territory tonight.
Shot high off the glass there. Rebounded by Worsley. Puts it up. They're going to call an offensive foul on her.
As I just said, Rayleigh Hess nearing triple-double. Also much closer to double-double. 7 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 assists, and 16 points to add on to her veteran campaign tonight.
She has been all over the place.
And Sabella Hilliard, she only has 2 points, but she has 5 steals and 4 rebounds. So a key player in our starting lineup tonight. Even though she may not score most of the points, she is our very, very aggressive defensive player.
And she has played very, very, very well tonight. I'll agree with you there. As the Wizards are dealing with a little bit of foul trouble here now in this quarter.
Once again, it somehow seems to happen every week. We somehow have trouble at one point in the game just not fouling. And that's what actually sends most of the teams into their point scorings.
There's going to be a timeout there by Nichols. Wizards find themselves up 45-18, so a substantial 27-point lead here for the Wizards. But it just seems like after they got that hot start, they slowed down, so a lot of ebbs and flows in this one.
Yeah, the Wizards' offense acting more like a variable than a consistency in their game tonight. They play well in some parts and then they just struggle in others. So we see just that.
Get some good replays there. As Greenwald had that little 5-hole run all by herself. Severance just looking to try to cut into that lead here. Jiricek here on the inbound. Gonna give it to Gates. Back to Jiricek. The Selms in the corner. Pops it to Hess. Gates gonna try a wing three. Can't knock that one down. And Sullivan is able to grab the rebound. Jan stepping back now. Gets it over to Helzer. Helzer traveled right there. Try to pump fake that three. Just ended up shuffling the puppies there.
The Wizards have had so many inbounds tonight, I couldn't even tell you how many. The Severance Silver Knights are on the struggle bus in terms of just keeping the ball.
Was turning the ball over there, but great defense there by Gates to be able to get back on the defensive end. .243 left to go here in this third quarter. We just got to be careful fouling now that Severance is in the double bonus. Gates getting trapped there. She finds Mays. Mays, the three. A little too far there. The Selms will try a three from the other wing. Can't knock that one down, and the ball goes out of bounds off the Wizards. Really Hess now with 8 rebounds, so 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Worsley back into the game. It's time for the DeSelms. And so is Hilliard. So it'll be Worsley, Hilliard, Gates, Hess, and Mays on the floor for the Wizards. We see DeSelms get back in for Mays now. Jan picked up her dribble very deep there. Smith driving inside, spins, trying to back down. Gates puts it up, not in. It'll be Wizards basketball. Very, very slow-paced game now, which would favor the Knights, but they are down a significant amount here. So if you're the Wizards, you'll take that.
Yeah, the Wizards hold the 27-point lead, but a slow play style does not favor them. We've seen it time and time again. They struggle on the slow play style.
Worsley knocking down another three-point shot there in the corner off the assist from Hess. It seems like Hess just has her fingerprints all over the ball and the game overall tonight. Spinning mid-range there, nothing but air as Worsley gets the rebound. Worsley taking it all by herself. They're going to call an offensive foul there. Looks like Zoe Smith beat her to the spot. Greenwald coming into the game now for Worsley. So the freshman Jill Myers, the ball right now. Drops off to Smith. So a lot of switches here and screens for the Wizards. Helzer gets it over. Hess nearly got a steal. Get back on defense. And the ball ended up going out of bounds. It'll be Wizards basketball once again, so another turnover by the Knights.
Now the Knights nearing 30 turnovers on the night. Astounding. Near double the amount of points they have. They have struggled all night long, and we still have one more quarter to go. The Wizards lead by 30. They could be leading, to be quite honest, by 60. They could even be leading by 70 points. So definitely not a perfect game. I'd say half decent.
Hess got fouled there on her way up. Making another trip to the charity stripe, and she gets her first. Her fifth made free throw of the game. And Hess can't get the second, but a good rebound there by Hilliard. Hilliard to Mays, DeSelms. It looks like she traveled. Brooklyn Jiracek now in the game for Hess, so it'll be Jiracek, Greenwald, Hilliard, DeSelms, and Mays.
The Wizards have had a surprisingly good third quarter, but also kind of slow. They've been more of a variable as a team this game.
Greenwald able to get the steal there. She goes up with it and gets it. So Greenwald not playing as much as we usually see because of her sickness tonight, but she has still made a great impact. She has 9 points in limited minutes, so very impressive minutes here for Greenwald.
And it seems every time I open my mouth to go say something, the opposite happens. So maybe, just maybe, I don't know.
Good job there by Severance getting inside. Greenwald with it. Good pass to Hilliard, but an even better catch. And Hilliard loses it out of bounds. So with 5.9 seconds left to go, the Knights will get the last shot of the third quarter.
They've come close to making one this game. Will we see them make this one?
Jan spins, puts it up, goes off the side of the backboard. She had a chance to get another one up as well, but that one doesn't go in either. And the Wizards find themselves up 31, so it looks like they will be moving on in the Shasta playoffs. A bit of an interesting game today. It had its highs and lows, but overall, the Wizards just showing why they're a 3 seed and Severance is a 30 seed.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards have definitely had one of the, to be honest.
All right, so what was said in the locker room at halftime to get the team rolling here in the third?
Just putting an emphasis on staying together and playing together, celebrating the victories we have and the sharing the ball, things like that.
Yeah, it looked like we came out pretty good. How's Nola doing? Playing a lot more than we anticipated, being sick this week.
Yeah, she's hurting a little bit, but that's the toughest kid I know. She's gonna go whenever she can. So we're trying to hold her back, but it's a hard thing to do.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good interview down there, talking about Greenwald and her toughness overall in this game. She's had a great game. And even though typically she is in the starting lineup, it'll be interesting to see if Nichols wants to move her into a position where she's coming off the bench, because in these limited minutes that she's had, she has looked absolutely excellent. And she looks even faster when she's coming into the game after everyone's already tired, things like that. So just an interesting thing to factor as we continue to go on in these playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I mean, she's been a huge contributor for us.
Jan drives in on Hilliard, has to scoot back out. Drops it back. Gates with some ferocious defense. And the Knights nearly throw it out of bounds. Throw it to the backcourt there. Hess able to pick up the ball. Gets it out to Worsley. Worsley comes with speed. She's got Jiracek back and forth. and Worsley knocks it down. Good vision there by the Wizards. Knights able to answer right back. Really, Hess with 5 steals on the night.
Definitely, yet again, our team player, and that's why she's our player to watch. And she just adds to her senior campaign each and every game.
Hilliard goes up on that one. Second one goes high off the glass. Not sure how she was able to get that one in.
Your Wizards are shooting surprisingly well for them, not playing too great on offense tonight. Overall, it's higher than they have on the season. It's a 57%.
Well, it's interesting because when they have been struggling, it's been from turnovers, not from missed shots. As Gates is going to try a 3 here, and she's able to knock it down off the pass from Hess. Wizards just dagger after dagger here in this fourth quarter as their lead goes up to 34. There's a lot of perimeter passing here for the Knights.
The Wizards still on the press from half court.
Worsley confused on how that was a foul there, and that's her 5th. So Worsley actually fouls out with 5:50 left to go in the fourth.
You know, that's why we go. That's why we talk on this every game. The Wizards have always had a struggle with people fouling out. Not exactly fouling out with fouls. We had Rayleigh Hess nearly foul out 2 weeks ago. So, and they always try and watch it, but to be honest, sometimes there's some things that you cannot control. And so things like this will happen, and it'll eventually happen. Something to look forward and improve on for the next games.
Hess with 9 rebounds now. Gates got it. Her pass stolen there. Sport leader falls over. Somehow gets a pass. Deep 2. Not in. And a good rebound there by Hilliard. Hilliard with 8 rebounds. Hilliard taking it herself. Gates steps into another 3 with confidence. And she knocks it down. Gabby Gates is all green. And another steal there by Hess, her 6th on the night. Gets it forward to Gates. Gates fouled. Couldn't quite knock it down.
Rayleigh Hess coming so close to that double-double and close to a triple-double.
I mean, she could get a triple-double off steals. If she gets 4, she either needs 4 more steals or 5 more assists to get a triple-double, which with 4:54 and you're up quite a bit, I'm sure she'll be coming out of the game soon. But that would be very impressive as Gates' first free throw is in and out. And just like that, it looks like we won't get a double-double from Hess tonight, but an outstanding performance from her. Looking at our stat sheet here, she had 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. So really just leaving her imprint on the game. It'll be Kerry and Minen that come into the game for the Wizards. That's the second free throw is not down either.
And see, with you being up 40, you don't want to risk injuring Hess on the off chance that she would get injured, even though that she is so close to that double-double and that elusive triple-double.
Nice, just putting some work in the final minutes of their season. Bounce pass to the mid-range. Can't go in, but a nice steal rebound there by Gates. Mays goes up and in with it. The pass from Greenwald, so Wizards just continuing their offensive onslaught here. And this might be the best quarter that they've put together so far in this game.
Yeah, the other 3 were relatively slow, relatively sloppy, and all of a sudden they have put on an offensive masterclass, hitting 3s, 2s, and everything in between.
It looks like Agone and DeSelms coming into the game next. 63-25, lead nearly up to 40 points. And man, the Wizards really just absolutely exploded here in the second half.
The Wizards were definitely on the first half struggle bus. They were, to be honest, they've had, as I've said it more than once tonight, their offense has been a variable. They have not found their level. They are just kind of moving up and down across the quarters as we go, having high points, having low points, and their defense playing outstanding, playing up to that high level every single game. A great game from them defensively, not so great offensively, but they did shoot well tonight, around a 54%.
Certainly, they shot very well from the field tonight, as we said. Their problem was just they got a little turnover happy at some points in the game. But offensively, if they shoot as well as they did tonight, it's a good look for the Wizards.
Yeah, and that's aided by the relatively good free throw shooting tonight. You know, you only had a couple people take free throws, but they had a 55% from the free throw line.
On the floor to close this one out is going to be Agone, Minen, Kerr, DeSelms, and Mays. Kerr finds Agone in the corner. Takes it back up top. She got stolen from there. Layup is no good. DeSelms finds Mays. Mays tries to spin. Got the ball tipped there. So the Wizards will have an inbound.
One of the many they've had tonight. To be honest, I couldn't tell you how many turnovers Severance has, but it is over 30. Insane. Just an insane.
Yeah, the Wizards defense has just been absolutely smothering as they find Mays in the corner. Shoots the three, but they're going to call an offensive foul there on the screen. Looks like we've reached running clock here as we're under the 3-minute mark. Wizards back is just trying to put some solid minutes together, and they're going to call a foul. Be Severance ball once again.
To be honest, I think we've had 50 turnovers today.
Yeah, between both teams, there's been a lot of fouls, a lot of steals. Speaking of steals, DeSelms gets another one there. Good pass to Minen, and Minen can't connect on the layup. And a turnover followed by another turnover. Two minutes left to go here in this game.
The Wizards look to get to 40 to run the rest of this clock down with a running clock once you reach 40 points. Seems that may not happen with the Knights' apparent offensive comeback after every Wizards mishap.
Tough bucket there by Smith. Trying to complete the three-point play here. Can't get it to go. Going to call possession here. Wizards do have possession. Approaching the 1-minute mark left to go here in this game. Mays goes out of bounds. So it looks like Severance will not let their foot off the gas as another timeout here with 1:03 left to go in this one. Not much to talk about. Wizards played very well on the defensive end. Their offense was just able to figure things out. Pretty good three-point shooting. So it'll be nice to see the Wizards go on to the next round and see what they're able to do for the rest of the playoffs.
some stats for your Wizards tonight. You had Rayleigh Has, obviously we've talked about her at least twice. 17 points, 5 assists, 8 steals, 9 rebounds. Gracie Worsley, 14 points, an assist, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. And she went 4 for 5 from inside the three-point line. So a very impressive performance from her tonight. Gabby Gates, 8 points, a steal, 2 rebounds. And she went 66% from the three-point line. So also a very welcome sight. Nola Greenwald, she actually shot near perfect tonight. For her being sick, she shot 100% from inside 3. And then overall, she shot very well. Brooklyn Juracek with 4 points and 3 steals. Sabella Hilliard with 4 points, 5 steals, and 7 rebounds. So a very welcome sight from her. And she also shot perfect. Rebecca Mays with 4 points. Peyton DeSelms with 4 points, along with an assist and a steal for both of them.
Wizards sharing the wealth tonight, which is how you're going to win games. Going to call another tie up here, so Subs will have another chance of getting it in. Overton. Gets caught up there by Carey, so another possession, so it'll be Wizards basketball here. $20 seconds left to go here. Carey gets it over to Mays. They try to trap her. Mays trying to work. Ooh. Ooh. Mays trying to work down the baseline there. She gets checked, goes into Nichols. They both go flying. And that would be the end of the game. Fascinating end there. Wizards win by a score of 63-27. So the Wizards will be going on dancing into the next round. What a simple game for them today. Just trying to take care of their business, going against a lesser Severance team. Severance put up a bit of a fight there in that first quarter, but they were no match for the Wizards there in the second half. Monster performance from Rayleigh Hess and a very, very impressive performance by Nola Greenwald coming off the bench. Going to get some sideline interviews with Grady. I believe he's going to get Nichols, Hess, and Greenwald for us. But this was Rize, Simmons, and Will Kerr on the call. Stay tuned, because on Tuesday and Wednesday, we will have some more basketball games. Wednesday being a doubleheader with the unified team going first and then the girls. So plenty of basketball ahead. Thank you for tuning in to the Windsor Wizards Broadcasting Network. bit of a change of plans. Looks like our post-game interview is going to be with Gabby Gates and Coach Nichols.
All right, we're good. So, Coach, first win of the playoffs, how are we feeling after tonight's game?
Glad the first one's over. It's always a tough one. Just want to it's been a long time since we played. We just wanted to get back our rhythm, and I'm super proud of them. They played incredible defense tonight.
Really slow start. How did you show your senior leadership to get them rolling in the rest of the game?
I think just keeping that high energy. It's tough to get moving. First playoff game, a little bit of jitters, some nerves and stuff. So just playing through that, playing our game.
Gabby, how do you think you played in tonight's game?
Beginning was not that good, but when Coach gave me the advice to smile, I mean, it turned on for me.
Hey, that's the coaching advice they get.
Yeah.
Sounds like it worked pretty good. What are we going to work on in this next week, preparing for next week's game?
Well, we'll see who we play. It's either Falcon or Pueblo East. We'll get some film. We'll start watching. We'll get these guys to take care of their bodies over the next couple days and get right back to work.
Sounds good. Look forward to see you guys next week.
Appreciate you guys.